You have heard people usually mean, yeah, that's a V8, that's a V10, or that's a V12, but very few people have taken the time to research and find out what these V engines are and whether or not there are other configurations. Apart from the well-known engine configurations such as the V6, V8, V10, and sometimes the V12, are there others? I'm here to save you with my little friend known as the internet. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please don't forget to share. Please. Firstly, let's start with what is a V engine. A V engine is a common configuration for an internal combustion engine. It consists of two cylinder banks, usually with the same number of cylinders in each bank. Connected to a common crankshaft, these cylinder banks are arranged at an angle to each other, forming a V shape when viewed from the front of the engine. Hold on, we're getting somewhere. The advantage of this is that the V engines typically have a shorter length than equivalent inline engines. If you wanted me to talk about inline engines, please comment down below. However, the trade-off is as a larger width. Now, to answer the earlier question, how many configurations are there? Well, that's why I'm here. Let's go through them. Starting at the V2, the V-twin, if you know your engines. It requires less space to fit because of the two cylinders. It's mostly found in motorcycles which have V-twin engines. A vehicle that has this type of an engine configuration, again, it's a motorcycle. It's a Suzuki SV650, which made me think I need to get a bike one day. The V4 engines are one of the most rare ones used in automobiles. The reason being is that due to their complex structure, a V4 engine with a 90 degrees V helps in advanced performance, but the assembly of this engine becomes complex due to more components. But there have been other vehicles that have known to have this type of engine, such as the Ford Transit Mark 1. That's how far I really had to go in doing this research to find a vehicle that used the V4 configuration engine. The arrangement of 6 cylinders in an engine makes up for its name, the V6 obviously. This V-shaped engine turned out to be the most efficient and ideal than the V4. V6 engines are better than V4s in a way because they use less space and add to the aerodynamics. Moreover, in the Grand Prix 2022, F1 cars are only allowed to use a V6 in their lineup. A lot of car companies have this configuration in their lineup. So to mention a few, we have the Renault Clio Sports V6, the Ford GT, and the Nissan Skyline GT-R R35 to name a few. The V8 engine has 8 cylinders arranged in a V shape connected to a common crankshaft. This is not exclusively but mostly found in exotic and luxury cars. They tend to have this type of engine to reduce the area of engine compartment, which in turn adds to the road performance. Like the V6, the V8 exists in plenty of cars. The only difference is this engine configuration might be classified for only the selected few, such as in luxury cars or performance cars such as by the way, these performance cars, usually if your car has a V8, it comes at a hefty price. Like for example, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, specifically the E63S, Audi RS6, the high performance version of the A6, really a beautiful car, and the BMW 5 Series, more specifically the M5, which offer 2 additional variations of the engine lineup. There's also the V10 engine configuration. The V10 engines have a 10-cylinder piston configuration. Many high-performance sports cars use this type of engine as it provides more utility than inline 10-cylinder engines. The V10 is a bit rare, but not as rare as the V4, as this one is mostly limited to performance vehicles that can be found in the infamous Porsche Carrera GT, aka the Porsche that took away our beloved action star of the Fast franchise, Paul Walker, therefore being dubbed as one of the most dangerous cars ever built. It's a beautiful car, but another car that has the V10 engine is the Lexus LFA, dubbed the most beautiful sounding car man has ever created. Go argue with your ancestors. And the car that saved Lamborghini, according to me, the Gallardo. The cylinders in the V12 engine generally connected at an angle of 60 degrees, which provides a more balanced construction. The main difference between the anatomy of a V8 and a V12 is the design, shape, and performance. The V12 covers more volume and hence provides more power. Usually you'll see the V12 in higher and bigger luxurious cars. More like the V10 and V8 though, it's made for higher up cars such as the Mercedes-Benz S65 AMG, the Aston Martin DB11, and the luxurious Rolls-Royce Phantom. And I saw one a few days ago. Let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of these V-shaped engines. The advantages are the wider application, as they can be used in motorcycles and trucks as well. Smaller size, the than the engines improves aerodynamics. These engines transmit more power from the engine to the flywheel due to smaller crankshaft. These engines also produce more torque, enabling the better performance of the vehicle on tough terrains. The disadvantages of these engines are they are complex. Design is difficult for auto manufacturers. For example, the V4. This means that your V6, your V8 and your V10 will not be common, as they too expensive and too complex for manufacturers to build and put in every car. Hence, if you want a car that has a V6 or has a V8, you have to pay the price for the car. The cooling of these V engines is also a problem. More components which exist in the V6, 8, 10, 12 require, or they make the engine more heavy. This is why the higher you go in the V engines, such as the 10, 12, the bigger the cars you will find them in. V engines are generally not fuel efficient, which is true. A V6, 8, 10, 12, most consumers that use or have that engine in their cars complain about petrol, gas or diesel, depending on whichever one you drive. All of these factors add to the cost of the car. They are usually more expensive, therefore the cars equipped with V engines generally, not all the time, but generally fall into luxury and sports categories. So there you have it, the different V engine configurations explained. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and share the video, and tell me which other engine configurations you would like to know about. So until next time.